conversation that I have with students all of the time, new and current, is the conversation of age in lessons, okay? So I have a lot of students that come to me later in life, be it 50s or 60s or retired in general. My oldest student right now currently is 81, for example, alright? And I usually always have the same conversation with them to reassure them, but also to be realistic with their goals and the direction and all that sort of thing. And that conversation usually goes along the lines of, me, myself personally, and the experience that I have and the things I've seen and the people I've taught and all that sort of stuff leads me to believe positively, optimistically, that everyone is able to play guitar, be it young, old, whatever. Like, none of that stuff realistically actually matters or factors into the situational scenario. The main thing that kind of factors into it is one of two things when it comes to being older and more mature student, alright? And these are things that you just need to be mindful of, alright? And you can't really be accountable for them because they are nature, they are the way that life goes. It's out of your control, realistically speaking, right? And that is obviously the fact that as you get older, and the older you do get, the more your brain processing power of learning new things slows down and becomes more difficult. So obviously, learning the guitar or any instrument is naturally going to be a bit harder or take a bit longer, a bit more focus, a bit more practice versus if you were 13 years old, for example, to do a little comparison there. One of the things you need to be kind of respectful, understanding and appreciative of. The second is obviously the physical aspect. So you've got the mental aspect I've just mentioned. The physical aspect being obviously your muscles, your ligaments, all those things tighten up. Unless you're an athletic person, then sometimes maybe that might not be as much of the case. If you've done yoga your whole life or like athletics in general, go to the gym, whatever. This isn't always the case, obviously, but for most people in normal situations, the muscles, the ligaments are going to slow down, going to stiffen up, going to be harder. If you are an older student, like the one I have at 81, you're going to deal with possibly arthritis and other kind of medical conditions like that as well. And that doesn't mean you can't play. That's going to make it harder. It's going to make it harder to learn, more time involved, more repetition. There's going to be certain chords and certain stretches and things that may not come as naturally or may feel really, really difficult. But you can absolutely still play to the best of your ability, whatever age you are. You just have to be realistic with your goals, realistic with your direction. Maybe some things you might not ever be able to do when you're like 81 years old, for example, like fast, shreddy kind of playing. But you can most definitely play a few chords, you can most definitely play a melody or a little bit of a solo, you can learn the theory, you can do all that stuff. So if that's anything to go off, if that's any reassurance for you, I hope it is. And yeah, keep on rocking. Peace.